My name is Clara MacDonald. I'm a triple negative breast cancer warrior and a musician and an actress. I almost feel a little bit silly calling myself a warrior, but I'm going to get there because fake it till you make it, be it till you become it. I am going to become a fucking warrior. That is my plan. I had my first chemotherapy session and I am still here. I'm still alive and I'm thriving so far. I'm going to go into some specifics of things throughout this video. I had my PIIC operation 2 days before my first chemotherapy session. I was fully awake. The operation took about an hour and under local anaesthetic. I wasn't as scared as I thought I would be. I did have a Xanax beforehand, though I will add that. I'd never seen a PIIC line before, but I did know there would be some benefits because I wouldn't have to get constant needles into my arm. My veins would be more protected during chemotherapy. So I just thought, overall it's going to be a plus. Even though I'm a little bit squeamish about it, I need to get this done. A fine tube was put into a vein in my arm, and then that goes up into a vein in my chest. An absolute positive is I will not have to have any more blood tests with a needle. And yeah, if you saw my last video when I talked about the egg freezing situation, you will know that I had quite a lot of needles and enough to last me almost a lifetime. For the first few nights after getting the PIIC line installed into myself, I feel like I'm some sort of bionic woman, I did try sleep on my back. Possibly out of paranoia, and I've since spoken to nurses about this. I don't need to sleep on my back. I usually would sleep on my right side, so I can sleep on that side. I will have to get the PIIC line cleaned, flushed and dressed weekly, and bloods taken from it, which you do not feel at all. Get this done at the Caradoc in Carlow, and then the day after that, my plan will always be to get chemo the day after that, unless there's something up with my bloods and then I have to hold off for chemo for a bit. My treatment plan at the moment is cycles of Taxol and Carbo. So every third week, I'm going to have 2 different types of chemo, and then a single chemo and a single chemo the weeks in between. The night before my session last week, I had to take steroids at 12 a.m. Half an hour before that, I had to take some meds to coat my stomach. And then at 6 a.m, I had to take some more steroids. And 30 minutes before that, I had to take some more meds to coat my stomach. I was completely rattling inside. I didn't sleep much. There was a few winks, a few nods, a lot of listening to Dr. Joe Dispenza meditations in between, but I mostly lay there. I didn't really sleep. The good news with all the steroids is I am down to 1 coffee a day most days. And that's quite an achievement for me. During the actual chemo infusion, I didn't actually feel any different. I thought I would feel something rushing through my veins. I honestly didn't personally feel anything myself. I took mints. I sucked on some mints as a precaution because I did read that I might taste something really horrible in my mouth, and I didn't, so maybe that helped. I did expect my first chemotherapy session, especially being a double one, to go a lot slower. I thought there'd be time to sleep, but there wasn't really. It actually flew by. And there was tea and coffee brought around, sandwiches, soup. I wrote things down in my gratitude journal. I watched some things on YouTube. It just went by really, really fast. Something I hadn't really thought about was all this fluid being pumped into my body, and then me also being mindful to drink a lot of fluid. I constantly thought that I needed to go to the toilet. There can be some neuropathy issues with Taxol. And I had read that some people decide to ice their hands and feet during the sessions. You can buy gloves and socks on Amazon to do this. I had a little ice pack that I meant to bring with me, but I forgot. I didn't have any side effects in a big way from that afterwards, although I did have slight tingling on my left hand a few days later, and that freaked me out a bit. Overall, I haven't been feeling any side effects from the chemotherapy itself, but I was put on these drugs for my anxiety and to help me sleep. And I think it's from these drugs, I could be wrong, yesterday I started to feel really like I was drugged. Like I had a couple of glasses of wine and I felt like I was doing the walk of shame down in Carlow town, and I couldn't wait to go into a shop and buy a bottle of Lucozade. So I might need to lower my dosage of this, but these were given to me to help me sleep while I'm on steroids. I do suffer from anxiety. I have spoken about it before. Tomorrow I have my second chemotherapy session in Kilkenny Hospital. And as always, I'm going into this with a positive mindset and thinking about the end goal, thinking about the end, being healthy. If you're watching this video and you're behind me in your journey with triple negative breast cancer, I just want to say, please stop Googling, do not be scared. And if you want to find a great support group on Facebook, I have mentioned them before, the Triple Negative Breast Cancer Foundation group on Facebook are a group of really positive women, and everybody builds each other up. And to everybody that watches these videos just because they know me, you're a friend or an acquaintance, and you're following my journey, I just want to say thank you so much for tuning in. I will be getting better. This will be something positive. And thank you so much for all your prayers, your positive energy, and everything like that. It means so much to me.